Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Cameron. Albert, we're at the time of the year. The king is here, and when the king of kings is the NFL. There is no riffraff in that league. Like, I get upset one thing, God, I'll miss the pass, but I know one thing. At some college, he's at the top of the record book.
Yeah. And somebody's chasing you is going to hit your head, knock your head off, too.
Someone's trying to twist it around.
Sometimes there's a reason why they drop that ball.
Yeah,
because someone is going to lay them out.
Yeah, and I mean lay them out.
Oh, no, try to hurt them.
Yeah.
That's that. In the exhibition season, it's lay low. And then all of a sudden,
Remember, we had Gene Steratore on the radio, and he said he was refereeing preseason, then his first real game. He said it looked like one of those where they turn the juice up on those old football games that we had that vibrated. He said it was like they turned the juice up.
Yeah, he was down there and when he first started. I don't know what linesman, whatever he was down there with the referee, and the kick comes and the play gets over, and they go to a commercial, and he asked, remember the guy with the muscles?
Yeah.
Hockley says, "Hey, that first play, I've never seen speed like that coming out of the field in my life." Hockley says, "I noticed you missed a penalty."
Yeah, because you missed the penalty too. You were watching.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's
He said
true.
he got caught up in the speed of the game.
Yep.
It's so fast. They're so big coming down the field.
Watching.
Yes.
You're right.
By the way, George, NFL. I think we talked about this before. Are you a guy that watches the the channel that has all the games on? Red Zone. You're a Red Zone guy
what
too?
I do.
I'm a Red Zone guy.
I put the game, which is always Pittsburgh, where we live. Usually, not always. I put it on with the sound down. Then I have the other one, and I'm in the Red Zone, so I see every touch.
The Red Zone's amazing.
And I'll tell you who's more amazing. That
the guy does it.
Wait a minute, Albert. First,
he's great.
Wait, he sits there for 7 hours, no bathroom break. That's something to think about.
Yeah, we'd be taking
He
3
has
or
a
4.
Diet Coke. Oh, when you're over 60, you're taking.
We'd be taking 3 or 4.
But anyhow, and he doesn't confuse. Like, you'd get mixed up. You'd think once in a while.
Yes.
Because there's 2 guys, Dave Smith, or 2 guys.
No, you never, if you read the next day, you'll see ESPN apologizes for. He never has to apologize. He never does anything wrong.
No. All right, let's talk top-tier teams in the NFL. I think if you don't start with either Kansas City or the 49ers, let's talk about the 49ers. They have they have
the best roster.
But I thought they had it last year.
No, they do. But I didn't say they didn't win anything.
Okay.
I said they have the best. There's difference.
All right.
They have the best roster, and there's no argument about it. When you put a great offensive line out there, pass rushers that they have, and the skilled players that they have. By the way, I would think that he's going to sign Ayuk's going to sign.
Kittle, McCaffrey. Ayuk going to sign?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, the thing about it is,
same thing as
neither side seems like they care.
He's going to sign.
Like, he's like, well, I'd look good in a Washington. And Washington cut the kid from Penn State there.
Dawson went to Philadelphia. They traded him, yeah.
So now you look, come on. I know one thing. If I'm in the division, I'm not giving anybody.
That's new, too.
No,
they don't even think about it.
Well, how do you see the 49ers? Talk to me about them.
Well, they'll be the favorite. I don't even look at the odds, but I know they will be.
12-5 for the year?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yes. And every time they play, I would say they'll play 3 games, maybe pick or not.
They're the favorite.
No, they're a favorite every game they play.
Yep.
That's why I know Shannon gets a lot of raves, but until he wins that Super Bowl with the best team.
I heard again, Shanahan is the best play caller. Shannon, it's time.
He has the team.
It's time.
Yeah, and when you look out at the 49ers when they play, when I say most complete, I'm talking about both sides of the ball.
Top to bottom, line to back,
yes.
O to D.
All the things, exactly. The thing that makes Kansas City great is Mahomes.
They got Juju back today. Yeah, I think they're cutting that guy.
Tony.
They're
cutting Tony.
He drops passes.
Tony's getting cut.
You can't. I heard a guy say one time, it was preseason, he was saying, he can do this, he can do that. He said, but his hands are. I said, well, if he's a receiver.
And they drafted. They traded for Brown and they picked Worthy.
Yeah.
So they got. I wonder why they need Juju. They got so many receivers. Oh, Brown's out. That's right.
Well,
he's hurt.
And one thing about Juju, maybe not the fastest, but he'll catch it.
He's hurt. That's what happens.
Do you remember the time he laid Burfict down and stood over? I have to admit,
You like that one,
I
huh?
did like it. I've seen Burbick just bully the entire league.
Yes.
Juju left him laying down there and stood over.
So did Hines Ward. Hines Ward got him too.
Oh, Hines
Yes.
Ward, he's known for getting
Yes,
it.
uh-huh.
All right, let's talk Rams because I think people, here's my thought on it. I think when Aaron Donald retired, everybody Rams, and it's not so.
Yeah, and they made a mistake with that. We're going to find out if they can their Super Bowl team if Donald cost them that much because they got talent all over the field, offense and defense too. No one rests players like McVay in the preseason.
No, they don't.
He doesn't play anybody,
No.
so he's going to keep Stafford and Nakua and Kupp and Williams, all of them healthy. Their offensive line came together last year with a Steeler guy moving to guard and really upgraded them. And defensively they're good. So they're one of the top teams. We're going by top teams in the NFL. We're going to talk about some of the bums.
Let me ask you about
that's
this.
the Rams.
Let me talk about the Rams for a minute. Very similar in my mind, not talent-wise, circumstantial-wise. If you don't win a division, like Miami, you go on the road.
Yeah, and that's what because and they're in with the 49ers. Don't forget.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah, I would think though because they can run the ball.
Okay.
That they can be. Miami cannot run the ball without they want to throw the ball. All their play action leads to running. Williams is top 3 running back in the NFL. Yeah, I think Rams can win running the ball in bad weather or throwing. So
That's why
Miami.
That's why I asked.
A lot easier if they won at home though.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's what somebody said the other day. They said about the Dolphins. I said, listen, it's very simple to me. Win the division.
They have to.
If you
How about
don't-
what is Donald doing? Is he sportscasting or is it,
No, I haven't seen
he hasn't
him.
showed up that way?
No.
Okay.
He's got enough money.
I think that's who he is though. But see, he's different than Brady and
Doesn't
these
need
other-
the
oh, no.
spotlight.
He doesn't care
Remember
about
the
it.
time
He's not that spotlight
He bought
guy.
a car from a buddy of me and Al, and he's out there. And it's like June or something. Guy says, "Oh," he said, "you got some time off." He looked at him seriously. He said, "I don't take any time off."
Right. That's who he is.
He's in that weight room throwing those plates around.
Throwing them around.
Yeah, throwing them around. We had a buddy. We trained some kids from Penn Hills, and they told us about him in 10th grade. I was on the internet the other night, and these 2 guys were racing in the alley down in Pittsburgh. And I think it was him beating Shady. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't know when it was, but that's what I saw.
Oh my! If he's hooking up with Shady, he's in trouble.
But I mean, how fast is he?
Yeah.
How about the Lions? You know, that's your guy, the kneecap biter.
Yeah, I really love their team. I mean, you're talking about a team that came on like last year, like crazy. No one better calling plays than Johnson. That was the biggest keeper in the league, by the way.
He was gone, too. He was going to,
Everybody thought.
but he didn't.
He stayed, and so Ben Johnson stayed to call the plays.
Okay.
They're always one step ahead of everybody with their play selection, how they do things. They always brave about Shanahan. No, Detroit runs things better than them. Can their corners hold up? Because when you got the pass rusher Hutchinson off the edge, who's really him or I got him or the kid from Dallas win the defensive player of the year
He
this
come
year.
hard.
Every play.
He's a
Every
Watt type.
It's every play, who's younger and can play the whole every down. See, Watt needs rest during the game now. He doesn't need it. Green Bay's really good in that same division, but
How about Laporta and Gibbs? What do you see there?
Laporta has become the best tight end in football.
Yeah.
He's passed
They
Kelsey.
say Kelsey and
He's passed
Kittle,
Kelsey.
but he's passed.
He's passed both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I told you. I know all the time from
Fantasy.
Fantasy. When the tight ends get drafted, instantly Laporta.
Is
Instantly.
there any chance? I'm going to talk about Detroit yet, and then I want to go to the Packers. Is there any type of a slip up? Or they asked him the other day just that question: could you get fat and sassy? He said no.
Well,
way.
that's the strength of the coach. He's always been a guy that made the team because he's nuts.
Yeah, put the hat on backwards.
Oh yeah, no, he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
he's
coming.
not. He's not. Now he gambles a little too much for George and me.
I don't like you going for
but
4th and 5
But
in
other
your
than
own
that,
30.
he's all in with his players.
No.
And they remind me so much of the Steelers when they were one step away and just couldn't get over the hump, and they had so much talent that it's going to happen. They just have such a talented squad. I really like Detroit.
What do you think about now? They play inside.
That helps too.
Okay, Green Bay outside, Minnesota inside, Bears outside.
Yeah.
Any advantage?
Not the way they play. They run the football again. If you can run the football, it makes no weather means zero. If you have to throw the ball over the field, they run the ball so well.
You know what I do? This is no lie. I'm not kidding you. When they're at home, I play the over because I know no weather. I don't even, it could be 48.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
51. I lose on occasion.
Also, kicking. You're going to make your kicks.
Make their
You know,
kicks.
they make the kicks inside.
Let's talk Packers because this one got by me last year, and I was still kicking myself in November. The passing yards for the quarterback, I looked and I said, that's too low. I said, now remember, he could get hurt and then you're...
Right. That's different, though.
And I said, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, whoever made this doesn't know. 17 games.
Right. You just don't know where Love was going to, where Love was going to, but now we know.
I know now.
Yeah.
I watched the last 6 games.
Yeah, Green Bay reminds me of Houston so much that they're going to be in every game killing people because they're so good offensively, and so good defensively, and now the quarterbacks prove what he can do.
Remember him at Utah State? I'm going to be honest. Mm-hmm. I wasn't.
We thought he
sold.
could have bought the wrong team too much.
He did.
There's no question. Signing Josh Jacobs if he's healthy. You saw him 2 years ago. He's the best back in football. Last year he was hurt. It all comes down to him being healthy. If he is, he has much fuel to their offense. I think they're 1 year away. I wouldn't be scared to bet Green Bay to win the Super Bowl next year, but I don't think they're still 1 year away.
Now here's
right
the elephant in the room is same division with Detroit and the Bears. I think the Bears are going to be much improved.
Oh, no, the Bears are
Do we
really
agree
good.
on that?
No, the Bears are in our improved teams, no question. They're in our improved
You know what,
teams.
though? I have to say this. That QB from Southern Cal, he couldn't have gone. They went out and emptied the wallet. They got received. Nobody goes, when you're picked first,
Right.
the team stinks you go to. No.
Yeah, they got offensive weapons, no question about that. And when you look at them play this year, you'll see it. And they're raving about Williams, not the normal people. They're saying things they didn't realize he could do. And
I remember his junior year at Southern Cal, I thought he was like...
I worry about him throwing the ball to the wrong team.
Okay.
That's my biggest worry.
Oh, yeah.
But they said he's not. He said he picks things up quickly, much better on the run than a lot of
Is
kids that
Swifty
come
there?
in. Swifty's there.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Swifty's
He
there.
might run for 1,000.
Allen came from Chargers,
Yeah.
he's a receiver.
And they have the other receiver, they just pulled him off.
Moore's been there.
They pulled him off the field the other day.
Komet's there. I mean, you
and
go right down the
signed this
line.
ridiculous contract, and he was all smiles.
That's good.
I mean, they're...
Well, I think you wouldn't be smiling when you get the
Well, then
contract.
they won every preseason game.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about this team because you talk about penthouse to the outhouse. Game 10 last year, we're thinking, well, we got the Eagles in the NFC. I wonder if they... Then it happened. It started, and they could not put the brakes on. They lost and lost. Then in the playoffs, they went to Tampa Bay and got embarrassed.
Yeah, the coach is on the hot seat, which will make them play.
Sirianni?
And they signed Barkley, which I think really was going to help a lot
yeah.
because when you watch Jalen Hurts play, he does so much for them. It's going to take some pressure off him now. That on 3rd and 2, he doesn't have to get it. He can give the ball to Barkley.
How about bringing in an old timer like Fangio for the defense?
Well, they're hoping.
What's
they're
that do?
hoping. You know, I still think it's a player's game. I know he knows what he's doing. He's always known what he's doing.
Just old school guy.
If they play to their potential, which they did the first 10, then they're one of the best teams in the league. At the end of the year last night, you never write Philadelphia in there. I won't write them off yet because of 4 games.
Okay, I have a question. Who's the coach next year?
If he's not there,
That's what I'm saying.
I have no idea.
No, I don't mean who. I mean,
Well, it
will
depends
he
on what they
be-
do. Oh, he'll be. If they play like I have them written up, how good they're going to be, he'll be the coach. If they go down at all,
He'll be helping his brother.
they're looking at
He'll
him.
be helping his brother at W&J.
Yeah, they're looking at him. You know that.
Let's
on
talk
the-
about
he's under the
Dallas.
mirror.
CD signed today, and we were on the way in.
Yeah, George and I have talked.
Yeah, there was
They don't want to go to camp.
no.
If they can get out of camp any way they can, that's a good way. Because each one of them is in great shape. There's not a player in that NFL
No.
that comes out
They're
of
not
shape.
smoking Luckies at halftime,
No.
drinking a beer.
Yeah, they're in tremendous shape. Dallas has big contracts. They just lost a cornerback that I worry about. If they hadn't lost him, I really like their team. I really like Dallas this year. But not losing a cornerback who had 8 interceptions is really Brandon, I think his name is. And that's really hard. But offensively, you're talking about a team that can put points up. It's Dallas.
Opening game at Cleveland. Talk about a way to start
They're stepping into a tough
That's a
place.
tough place at Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland's a tough place to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when they're not good.
And we like Cleveland, but we worry about the quarterback. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Parsons, as I said, he will be up for the Defensive Player of the Year this year. They're going to use him everywhere. He's going to come after the quarterback. I think they'll rest him a little more. I think he ran out of gas in the end of last year. So
Well,
I'll see him
17
have
games. College, you play 12.
happens all the time.
Maybe a bowl.
They're not used to playing that.
These guys
No.
are playing right about week 13. They hit the what they call
Because they're beat up after every game.
Oh,
Like Bettis, you see pictures of Bettis. He couldn't walk down the steps.
No, you have to come down the steps sitting
Sitting
down.
on his butt. Yeah, he couldn't walk.
No, I get that.
Yeah, you get beat up, no question.
Now, here's a team we maybe waited a little long, but we have them in there. The Chiefs.
No, I went by
Yeah,
West,
I got you.
NFC and AFC.
Well, how about the Chiefs?
Yeah, that's
Where do you have
that's the AFC.
They're your team?
They're the second best team to San Francisco because they have Mahomes. They don't have the same players as the other teams, but they have Mahomes, who's always bringing them back at any time.
How about Xavier
sensational.
Worthy and Brown? They throw
Brown's
deep.
hurt, so Brown's hurt. I don't know how long he comes back.
But Juju's not a throw deep
Not
guy.
deep, not deep at all.
No.
But they don't want to throw deep. I mean, they're not a deep passing. They'll hit you on
know what I
once or
noticed?
twice a game.
Tell you what I noticed about them, following them now for you. By the way, there's never been a three-peat.
That's why they're not winning it.
So that's history.
Yeah.
Now you're talking, you're bucking history.
Because nobody thought they were winning coming into the playoffs last year.
No.
Either. They weren't the favorite to come in and win.
No, they were on the road. Now,
Yeah.
I guess yesterday I was watching a replay of the Ravens throwing the ball to the Chiefs in the end zone twice.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
what I mean. It's not going to happen again.
No, it shouldn't.
And the biggest loss of the year, besides Donald for the Rams, was they lost L'Jarius Sneed, who was their shutdown corner, the guy that dominated in the one side of the field. They decided to go pay somebody else. I think that's the one they should have paid.
Let's talk about the Chiefs for a minute, too. Always talk about their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes throwing the ball around his back, whatever. But what I noticed in the playoffs, somehow that D steps up.
Well, they have two great players. They had two. They had Jones, who's the best defensive tackle in football, and they had Snead, who was one of the three best defensive backs in football. And they tried. They said, we're going to sign Jones, and we're going to sign Creed, Humphrey, the offensive lineman.
Yeah, they gave him big
Yeah.
contract, big
So
numbers.
they paid two big guys.
I remember when he was in college.
We had him rated as a top player.
We had him,
Uh-huh.
and the coach said, they said, well, the guy on the other side, he said,
Second
"Listen,
round. Can you believe they went in the second round?
He said, this guy's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, he pinned people as a freshman.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Oklahoma had three guys drafted off that team,
And
and he was the best as a
that's
freshman.
what the coach
Yeah.
said. How about the Ravens? I've been a big fan forever, but I want to see the Super Bowl.
I'm picking them this year. That's
Okay.
who I'm picking to win the Super Bowl. Just like everything about it, and I just think they got the boy that's going to put them over the hump, Derrick Henry. And if you think he's out of shape, just
No, King Henry. You
take
don't-
a look at him.
No.
And as George said, they were right there to win it last year.
No,
You know.
I watched that replay yesterday and came away thinking.
They gave the game away.
Yeah, they gave the game. Two
Yeah.
interceptions in the end zone. Come on now.
Yeah, you put Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on the same offense.
Yes.
Defensively, they come after you all the time. There's never a time the defense isn't good. Of all the teams I mentioned so far, that's my favorite team is the Ravens. Just think that Jackson stepped up last year in the regular season. I look for him to step up in the playoffs this year. So I'm picking Baltimore to win it.
He's beginning to get a little
I
bit
know
of a,
that was your favorite guy coming out of college.
My favorite.
You loved him.
Yeah,
loved him coming out of
They
college.
thought he was too skinny. Then he put muscle on. Now he's lost a little bit back again. He's getting a little bit of a rep. He needs to win it all.
Playoff-wise, yeah.
He needs to win it all.
Yeah, I
then
agree.
you shut him up for life.
Yeah.
You win one, you'll never hear another word.
There's been a lot of guys have that rep. And
Yeah.
Breeze had it.
Yeah.
Rodgers had it.
You know who still has it? Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you got to win one.
Got to win one. Cleveland Browns. Now,
Locally, you got to be excited.
Oh.
I mean, my gosh, they have
they
a
win
really
last
good.
year 11.
I mean,
Over under 7, by the way. That's a steal.
yeah,
I'm saying it right here.
Yeah, if you remove the quarterback, which you can't do, but if you do, they get the second best team to the 49ers.
Right.
You can't find a position
No.
on their team that's not loaded. I mean, all the way down, and then you look at the quarterback, and it's a killer. You worry about Watson.
Quarterback rating of 81. It's just not acceptable.
Yeah, and they keep talking about how he's going to be ready. He's going to be ready. I don't want to hear going to be. I want to hear he is ready. And he sat out again, George, with shoulder stiffness.
Yeah, what's
I worry about that. Their defense is a top 5 unit. Their offense is a top 5 unit. They're capable of big things. You Browns fans have to be so excited about what the
And
team
how
coming
about
in.
opening game? You get that dog pound and get after those Dallas Cowboys.
But how about that game? But there's games like that every week, though.
Yeah, and that's-
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Very seldom do you see a line over 7. I mean,
No.
every game comes down at 10-4.
No,
There'll be 7 of the games.
How'd you do? I can't tell.
7 of the games will be down to the wire. That's it.
Yeah, and if you're on FanDuel or DraftKings or one of those, the money's not in your account, even if you are ahead, because A, you might not stay ahead, and B, that they don't settle to it. That's why they moved those games to 4:20, by the way. But there's always one that starts 4:05.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, that's the one standalone where somebody didn't get a first game. My surprise team. Well, first of all, we better talk Houston. Let's give Stroud his due because a lot of people have fallen in love with Stroud, and they've fallen in love with D'Amico Ryans.
Well, they should have. If you
And that was quite a year.
If you watched them play, and I had no idea how Stroud was that good.
No.
I'll admit it.
No,
And,
the Browns game.
I mean,
Remember?
man alive.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah, and he just took over. And now they went out and got him Diggs and Mixon. You're talking about an offense that is high tech with Dell.
Can Diggs hurt him?
Dell coming back.
Flopping on him all the time. Can he hurt him?
To us, we know that. We worry about that all the time.
I thought Tony Romo tried to throw the ball to T.O. too much. Same
And
idea.
Allen did the same thing in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. Shut him up.
Allen raves about Diggs. So
Yeah.
I got to say he raves about. He said he didn't hurt me at all. All as I saw Diggs all the time complaining.
Yeah,
It
throwing his
bothered me.
helmet.
Going to Houston, he has to know that he's just
One of
one
many.
of three
Yeah,
receivers.
we can throw that ball across the field,
Yeah,
too.
no question about that.
No,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. That's
Yeah.
what I wondered about.
And their
that
defense really rushed the
tank
passer.
deal. All right, surprise team. This is my number one surprise team. Number one. I think their over-under's too low. Nice division, but not untouchable. Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I knew you liked Tennessee.
I do.
And I know that was your team. I think Levis has showed he can play in this league, no question. They've always been a team that plays up for everybody. They don't have any games they can just let loose and don't play.
Well, they're not frills, right? They were never, when Sluggo was there, they never were frills.
No.
They were meat and potatoes.
That's where they are. And so they have that work ethic in them. The league is improved with Houston and Indianapolis, but Tennessee with what they've always done in the past, and they play all the time. I don't think their over-under can be high, can it?
I think it's 7.
That's
I
what I
thought
thought.
I have them at 9-8, 8-9.
Okay.
But yeah, Levis, different cat, big, strong arm. Mm-hmm. Eats bananas with a skin on now. So
He started at Penn State.
yeah,
Went
went to Kentucky.
ended up in Kentucky. They would rave about his workouts because he can heave the ball over the field, big and strong, and can run.
Yeah, he's put together. He's been in the weight room.
And his players rally around him too, which I like. I like seeing that.
That's
part
watched
of
them
it.
last year.
Part of it as a
Even,
quarterback.
yeah. How about the Raiders? Where do you have them?
Well, we already took them. I mean, that's one I really like. And you talk about underrated squad defensively. They're going to tear your head off, and they're going to run the ball. The coach Pierce knows exactly what he has there. They're going to run it, play action pass to Adams, defensively hold them in the game, and win the game with a field goal. That's the way
Crosby
they
has
play.
a motor that will not shut off.
Yeah.
I read a story the other day. Pierce was talking about when they put some new install in, they have to sit him down because he wrecks the play every time.
Yeah, Watt, Crosby, Parsons, they go every play and that's why they're all three big time all pros.
Yeah.
When you play hard every day, down. Clowney, if he played like they did, they'd be raving him as one of the top 5 defensive guys of all time.
Yeah.
He plays 3 like that, and then 3 he just stops playing. You talk about pure talent. That was Clowney.
But he was like that at South
He was out of South
Carolina,
Carolina too.
wasn't
Yeah, yes he was.
How about the Bengals? Where do you have the Bengals?
I know George likes them. I know George likes the Bengals.
Yes.
I think he even picked the Bengals to win the league, and that's telling you how good they could be.
I'll tell you one thing about that division. I could pick them third and lose and argue. That's the problem.
Any one of the three are really good. You're talking about 3. That's why the Steelers will be better.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance they don't make the playoffs.
They won't be 5-1 in the division.
Yeah, that's what they were last year.
Did you see that schedule? I mean, not game by game, but the structure. All 6 league games in the back.
Are they?
They play 3 in 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Wonder why they did that. Wonder why the NFL
Well, they
did
wanted
that.
the last game to mean something, so they didn't rest people.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to the last 6.
Yeah, that's a little different. I'll have to check the schedule and see if there's any other team has to go through that.
You're not going to like it.
Yeah, I don't
You know what happens? They had that big audience last year, Christmas Day. So guess what they're doing again?
Playing on Christmas Day.
So
Is
now,
that a Wednesday? Is that what it is?
Yeah, to play Wednesday, you have to play Saturday, so it's the same as the Sunday to Thursday.
Gotcha.
All right, the Bears. We've already talked about the Bears.
Yeah, another. These are our teams that we think are underrated. When you talk to Chicago Bears, we've already said this. They've loaded up their offense, skilled positions.
Well, Caleb Williams was a trade. We should explain to people that don't follow it closely. The best player in college always goes to the worst player, or the worst team. But this year he didn't because it was a trade with Carolina. So they have loaded up.
Yeah, and they were good at the end of last year.
Yes, they were.
If they play like they did at the end of last year with a better quarterback, and they signed their top defensive back, I worried about he was going to let him go, and they signed him. The Bears make our team. Tennessee, the Jets.
They open, by the way, Tennessee and the Bears.
Do they open
Yeah.
again? Two of our most underrated teams.
Talk about the Jets because, you could say, oh, I can't wait to open the season. Yeah, me too, but I'm not sure it's Monday night at San Francisco.
But if ever a team can beat them, it's the Jets because they have talent on defense. Yes,
they do, loaded.
And they got a better quarterback playing. I mean, you're not going to think he's going down after 3-4 plays again.
No.
They brought Mike Williams in to play, and I think Hall's going to be the MVP in offense in the league. How about that? So I'll tell you something that I like way better than anybody else.
Yeah,
he stays healthy. He runs the pass. The last 5-6 games last year, he was the best player in football, running back in football. And
they won 7, considering they didn't have
no offense.
Zero
offense.
No,
they had zero. They won everything with their defense. Yeah, they're dangerous because their defense is so good. I mean, really good. One of the top 3. I'll tell you that. Offensively, Rodgers just make him so much better. He's a pro. He's an all-pro. He's just not a pro.
You know what else he does, too? He gives confidence to the room.
Yeah.
The whole room is more confident. They know what he's... They got newspapers. You know what I mean?
They watch him on the field, too. He's throwing the ball like nobody else is throwing it there.
Throw the ball.
What a gun he has.
A couple of minutes call. Just give me a couple sleepers. It starts in a week. Give me a couple teams that, we know. Look, Ohio State, Oregon, Alabama, Georgia. We could go right down the list. Do you have a sleeper or two maybe they could look for?
Yeah, our first one's Nebraska.
Okay.
And it's because of the schedule. I think they're going to be 7-0 going into Ohio State.
Oh, I'll take that.
I think that's going to happen.
I'll take that.
The only worry is they're starting a freshman quarterback.
Right.
And if he's as good as they say,
he's heralded.
I'm talking about Harold. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, Harold.
Then they have everything else ready to win. And the other one is in the same league, Rutgers. Rutgers, that guy goes out and gets the best players out of New Jersey. Mm-hmm. He's not letting them go.
And one more thing, too. You have to give him credit. When people are talking, they say, well, who's the best runner in the Big Ten? Moningate. They don't talk about, you'd think Ohio State automatic. Right. Michigan, Penn State.
Right.
No, Rutgers.
And that's a guy that plays that way. I think they gave 24 points up or one time last year.
That's it.
He's trying to win with his defense, and not too many teams know what to do against that. What is going on here? They're not throwing the ball on 3rd and 9. They're running and punting it.
He's going to huddle
He
up.
does a little differently.
Now, how about Virginia Tech?
They're really good, but a lot of people are picking them.
Yeah, that scares me.
I hate when
I liked them more before everybody picked them.
Yeah, same thing with me, George. Everybody's all over them. On ESPN, that's their surprise team.
Yeah, that's.
I know there's. I know they're.
Let me ask you, they
opened
runners
with
Vandy. What do you see there?
Both teams are improved.
Yeah,
The line tells you Virginia Tech is 13.5%.
We've talked about Iowa. We talked about Iowa before. Ferentz had to fire his son. That couldn't have been easy, but they have an
easy schedule too.
And Michigan's quarterback. This guy's no scrumby.
No, McNamara's no scrub, but he's not McCarthy either. I mean, he's a thrower, not a runner.
McCarthy could do a little.
Yeah, he could do a little bit of everything.
Last thing you thought that I liked them, but man, that league's tough.
Yeah, it's a good league.
Absolutely.
Every game will be a battle, especially on the road.
Yeah, they're tough. You can't beat them at Bryce Eccles.
A lot of home teams.
Hey, thanks again for watching. See you next week on Bottom Line Sports Talk.